Hi everyone, beautiful to see you. Tuning into the energy today was very much your dreams are right there. It's for us to notice them, it's for us to enjoy this purging, it's for us to literally be ripped down to the nothingness, the luxury of the nothingness, the luxury of a stick as the toy and the focus, and the tree as the chair to lean against, to stretch against. So in terms of this new moon, Capricorn, being the first one of the new year, it is about dreaming big. It is about setting the stage and seeing, really like remembering that you're going to remember this, reflecting that you're going to remember this moment. You will have and will always remember January 2021 already, and then boom, a wish to be made, 3 wishes, 5 wishes, 10 wishes, however big your capacity for focus or for receiving and allowing, in fact. So you are going to remember this. Other new moons may feel like they faded away. They may feel like they came and went. Maybe just throughout this process that if it was new for you, you didn't participate as deeply as you wanted to, or maybe they flowed along, which is great. That's how it's supposed to be, yeah. But each new moon now can be this deeper significance of who you are, what you represent for yourself within this new year. That's why I started it. When I started it, to have the prep and then to have the beginning of the new year. So you're like, I get it. I create my reality. I get it. I create myself. I get it. I have set stages through the entire year to focus on specific things, and I get this as an opportunity to do so. Okay? So, there's a lot, no, I won't say a lot, there's different ways, obviously, that we can look at this energy. It's self-sufficiency. It's this sense of being able to do it yourself. It's a sense of having plans. It's a sense of imagining someone that ran a project for themselves, but they ran all areas rather than delegating. It's this energy of holding space for the whole you, of seeing the slices of the pie chart. They all make up you. There's not one more important than the other. It does matter how you delicately you stir your tea, to the tea bag that you use, to how you spoke to the person that you bought them from, to how the person that made them was treated, to how the earth was being treated when the tea leaves were picked. It's like there's this flow, yeah. So because of the time of year that it is, it's like looking at everything at once, and whether it's about, for you, putting an intention into each of like the most specific areas, because you know that they're going to have the ripple effect on all of them. So I'm saying, so our wishes, our manifestations, they are all to impact our entire cosmos. So even someone focusing on their business, there's no need for them to focus on their business if they're not aware that their business is their own vibration. There's equally, there's no need for someone to say, oh, I'm focused on my vibration only and then I'll focus on my business. It goes hand in hand. So the beginning of the year for me feels like the best time for you to set the stage, to hold space with everything that you currently hold yourself as, in terms of planning ahead and feeling like you are, as I said, that self-sufficient leader, that if you were juggling all the balls, which you are / you're not, because you're completely fully supported, your soul's literally designed this whole thing, we're all co-creating together, there's not a single thing you're doing alone, but having the vision to be embodying that state of sight, that you can see from the top up, you can look down at all of reality, all of the corners and the cornerstones of you, and look down and say, like, if these were all done by the end of the year, if these were all achieved, if I had all these, like, who would I get to be? Who is that dream version of me? By seeing it, by allowing yourself to see it. So this is about you saying the biggest, boldest, beautifulest manifestations. It's also about no one is looking at you. This is really coming through for me on so many levels. It's like quite sticky. It's quite sludgy. The energy of what we're journeying into is truly, like, obviously we know that, but it's truly like never before. So like every single second to me, and I'm sure it does for you, sometimes can just feel like never done this before. You know, it's the point is we've never done it before, so it's just like every single step I walk into, it's like I've never done this before, and the hangover of the lower consciousness, the hangover of the old energy is saying, I know what you're going to do. You always do that. And there's these like two I wouldn't say conflicting, there's just these two broad perspectives of the physical carrying out tasks that they know are completely new, and then the hangover of the old energy physically carrying out tasks like going to stir the tea the normal way, but the new one going, I don't even know how I'm going to do this in the next moment. So to really hold the space that with the dreams, with the intentions, it's like act like because you're not doing it because anyone else is watching, there doesn't need to be any rules. There doesn't need to be any, but what if it failed, or what if someone saw this? Like, we're moving into a space that everything is on the table for everyone anyway. So you can kind of either go in this one space to go, no one's watching, so I can say what I want, or everyone's watching, but they're all me as well, so like I said, but it's kind of easier to sit with this one first and say, no one's actually watching what I want to manifest, so I don't need to have these egoic layers about it. Like, it's not about not wanting to fulfill your dreams, and it's also not about not wanting to save the world. It's like they go hand in hand, yeah, but it's about not intentionally needing to intend that, as well as not being egoic about it, as well as not being like, I'm on the path, I'm alright. Or to make it even clearer, that the way to see clearly is, this is your journey. This is truly your journey, truly your story, truly your moment, all of it. And the actual journey is realizing who you are. So by releasing the awareness of anyone knowing your dream or comparing your dream or saying wanting the dream because another person it will be based on, it's like the purpose of your journey will be that you will know yourself more, and that is what brings the bliss as well as detaches from the matrix. So imagine that these manifestations are: I am self-employed, I am magnetizing my dream, I have magnetized my dream life, I live in complete financial abundance. You know, that section of the pie chart in terms of abundance, in terms of the money mindset, because that's usually what comes up, that part is for your soul to be evolving, to realize that it is abundant in beingness. So if you had that right now, my soul's abundant million, it's like, you there, yeah? So as we lay this scene for this year, know that the more you are on this journey, because you're getting to know yourself, and that's obviously a backward way, you're becoming more aware of all that is within your soul and yourself, that by setting these intentions and by not comparing and not allowing it to be based on anyone else and whatever they're saying and whatever it seems like, if you say, oh, my dream is to have £10 million in the bank by the year, you may have it, you may not, you may be travelling the world and everyone pays for stuff, so in theory you've got 10 million that's then laid out for the next 10 years because you travel the whole time and you get it for free because how you are. So it's not like in your pocket, but what you would have gained by that manifestation of it being so beautifully big is that you would have got to know your soul more. You would have merged with your soul more, because your soul is limitlessly abundant. There's source, which is all, then source made a copy paste of your soul. Your soul is the copy paste of source, just in one of these dimensions, and then you are beamed down from your soul. So imagine your crystal column of ascension is your higher self, beaming you down. There's lots of you. So you're the copy paste of infinite soul from infinite source. So as big as your manifestations can go is the embodiment of source, because source doesn't limit themselves. Source didn't say, I'll just make ants. I know we could up it. I know we could go bee style, but no, not wings. I mean, they didn't limit it. So in terms of like that energy of being self-sufficient, you know, like how big can self-sufficiency go? Yeah, like really have fun. Yeah, get the logic, get that 3D matrix out the way of being like 10 million, and how just feel into it as like Ascension is I'm going to say reconnecting, but I don't mean that yet, realizing the connection to God, that you're God in the body, in an energy, let's call it God, energod, energod, that's it, like that's that's how big it is. So the effed up matrix of wanting to be self-employed, travel, and have 10 million in the bank are like, they're limiting what this experience will be. But to say something as, I mean this in a humble way, to say something vague as, I mean, I don't mean it vague, but why I'm saying this is it depends on your perspective, because obviously it's different frequency. I am the embodiment of God walking the planet. Someone may say that and pull that manifestation in, but their awareness of what that would feel like can be trapping them in this stuck small version, because they are not pulling in the feeling of limitlessness, which could in theory be £10 million in the bank by the end of 2021, which would manifest more of a God state being in the flesh this year than manifesting the idea I am God walking the earth. Because how would that feel? Maybe they wouldn't know, but they sure as hell would know how 10 million would be in the bank. Not that I'm prioritising, it's all about perspectives. And the reason, hopefully you can gather from that it's about feeling as limitless and open and able and loved and free as possible. And in this dimension and in this reality right now, you know, scarcity doesn't need to be there. It's not a code that exists. So abundant in any way that you could feel abundant. And obviously I'm just using money because that feeling is what the mind tricks us that we want, the money, but it's not, it's the feeling. Yeah, we know that it's the feeling of having 10 million we imagine would give us complete feeling of freedom, expansion and consciousness. You could just go and have the most intense healing retreats, ayahuasca ceremonies with the greatest leaders on earth, opening up you every single channel. That's what 10 million could do, yeah? Have a biodynamic chef living in your house, living in their house, you know what I mean? Like, so it's not the money that I'm trying to say in terms of self-sufficiency. It's that if that's what you can anchor onto and be like, did I just set an intention that I'll have £10 million by the end of this year? Did I just do that? And then you're just like, I'm a fucking baller. I'm like, make it 100. Yeah? And I mean that. Like I said 10 as a kind of a wind up. Make it 100. Yeah? Play with that frequency of being the game master, of being like 100 million end of this year. I don't know how that's happening. Let's do 2021 because I'm excited, because what else does that do? It makes you want to be here. It's like, I'm sticking around for this one. Like, what's this? Even if I feel on December 30th, 2021, I'm down on my knees praying for a scrap of bread, I know that checks in the post for the day after, that's coming in. I'm sticking around. How's that miracle going to unfold kind of thing, yeah? So that's the one thing, and I really hope that's anchored in like all of this year and all of this process as always. And I really hope that you see that it is the same process whatever we do, but it just expands and anchors and grounds down more. Yeah, I really hope that's helped the vision and the perspective of what we're all doing here. Adulthood will, yeah, it feels very earth energy, so like, which it is, yeah. So now we're paying more attention to it. We're waking up dormancy. This year is just going to be literally about connecting to earth in any sense of every moment, it's about holding space that you're an earthling in this phys. This higher self made an earthling. So personally, I would guide you to include your like earthling status in your intentions. That's not being limited in this pray to earth. It's only gonna, like, say that the manifestations each month was money, earthling, purification. Say that, yeah. That's pretty much what mine would be like all year. And then there'd be tuning into the energy of an abundance. I don't mean money, I mean abundance. I mean awareness of the abundance that we are within, yeah. Breath, sight, all the senses, taking in the abundant visions of what we're gifted with. So, and obviously purification, yeah, as in we're here to be purifying ourselves. We are the blood of earth. We are earth. So purifying ourselves helps us purify earth. But how do we purify ourselves? We purify ourselves by purifying earth. Does earth need our help to purify herself? No, but it's this divine co-creation. That's why we're all here. If we don't believe that we're involved in purifying earth via ourselves, then there's no life, there's no reality, there's no stage. Doesn't matter. Like it's a co-creation. It cannot happen other than happening aligned. You can't have no dairy farming. You can't say, oh, let's stop dairy farming and the environment not be better. You can't say we're all going to eat organic and the environment not be better. But it's like we're being guided to live that way because Earth is raising her standards. So it's like, climb on board or get off. So it's all about raising standards. So say, for example, that we just done those were the energies, and then each month you directed them towards the specific characteristics of what we'd pay attention to, and that is generally what I will be doing, because I'm like the girl who's like, I want to make the food, but I'm scared of hurting the bugs in the soil, and it's frigging confusing me so much. And then thank you, I asked my mentor Sandrine yesterday, and she was like, no, we have to eat with the light leaders of this planet. That's the like dark distortion holding people back. That's the same as any other distortion being in front of you, a thought, a feeling, action, behaviour, past life, karmic, anything standing in front of you, and you're going, oh, I can't because I'm worried that it will affect this. And it's like, no, you're here to absolutely focus on your dreams and change the cosmos, change planet Earth forever, help generations to come, so keep going. So for example, mine's like the self-sufficiency in that. I want to be self-sufficient in that, but also it's about being self-sufficient in your thoughts. If there isn't anything to do, if you don't have a computer, if you don't have a book, if you don't have a friend to talk to, we've got to get out of our way. There's a whole freaking cosmos out there. Like, there's literally life forms in the air. But hopefully that this year it's just, we'll say in this, purification is about, you see how it's merged, abundance of what there, being an earthling, seeing what's there, purification, seeing what's already there and what you want to manifest. Sorry to talk about myself there like that. But yeah, so like the earthling status, if you can do something if you realise that that's half the project, Earth is ascending and you are a being on Earth, either aligning to that vibration of which she carries, as well as being the bearer of that light, allowing her to ascend. Like if you don't live out your highest purpose and have that amazing business that helps people rise out of themselves, we all miss out. We all miss out. We all miss out. It's like, so we win by doing it, but we're being offered to do it. And if we don't do it, other people get to do it. It's all this thing, yeah? So knowing that your focus somehow rests on the complete embodiment, the earth is the stage as well as your home, therefore making you understand you're the microcosm of that macrocosm. Your home is obviously your heart portal. It's not really earth, but in this incarnation it's on earth and you chose to come here, so it's almost like she's your mother, she's teaching you what to do, what's the best way and what's the only way that animals actually learn, by copying what they see. What she want us to do, when you tune into the earth of energy, she literally tells you, sit out in nature, get a, zone in, quiet space, chill out and just act like I said in channeling, act like, hey tree, what do I need to do? How can I serve today? And you'll get the answer, okay? Like, this year is going to be about Gaia telling us what to do. And I'm all for that. I'm like, I don't want to sit wondering what to do. I want this good co-creation, So there is the energy of reinventing oneself, which is really exciting as well. That is a complete every second by second thing. It's like, I saw a vision today that was just so helpful. Obviously I've forgotten it now, as with all incredibly helpful visions. Yeah, I can't remember. It was so helpful. It was almost showing that frame by frame self, but reinventing, again, take it out of the box of the matrix. Reinventing at this stage, rewrite. Yeah, it's called a rewrite. You're not inventing, but you're rewriting, and it doesn't come from this space of lack. It comes from this space of play. It comes from this space of availability, of wow, of do I really got to do this, rather than reinvent to please a crowd or to make a big thing of it. It's like this organic nature that you're just like, I get to rewrite the story. There's so many things, like the energies this week. My energy has been like, it's gone from like, it can go to then like, I have nothing. I just wish I was another person. And it's been so difficult hearing those timelines come in, because it kind of shows you who you would have been, and it's not a terrible ending, you can say, just complete self-sabotage, self-destruct, addiction, all that. But when those like hangovers are coming in and you feel like you could be, it'll be easier if you were a different person, or if all those other things you could have done. But as painful as the low parts of you are now, is like, that's how much abundance in rewriting and reinventing you have. So all the things that you don't like or don't 100% respect, or like, I find it difficult doing so many things, and this isn't me saying I find it difficult, this is being open and honest with you, to say it's difficult kind of, like, let's say the allotment, yeah? I've got an allotment, I want to manifested land, I want to be self-sufficient, grow my own food. Got it. But just like the meditation, the first time you meditate, you don't meditate and go, I'm going to be enlightened in this split second. You meditate and you feel like wrecking the place, yeah? Way back with the first meditation, you're just like, so what? What is this? Lunacy. And, you know, you just want to, like, rip out your eyeballs and scratch your skin and just run. So, it's like, it's the same with the allotment. Looking at it going, okay, like, it holds all of the basis of meditative spiritual practice, as does everything, because everything is spiritual practice. Take any single object and you can use this story on it. So obviously you look at it and you're like, okay, well, I've got to take it piece by piece then. Yeah, piece by piece. So look at this new moon like an allotment. Piece by piece of yourself. You're not going to dig your whole self over and go, get rid of it all. And you're also not going to look at it and go, there's a billion weeds here, and go, you know, on the dark side, you know, I need to reinvent everything. You're going to go, oh, billion rewrites. Ooh, exciting. What's that going to do? Okay. Type out, write out, see that big picture of the full cycle of the allotment where you're like, oh, then this time next year I again will be weeding, but it'll be weeding the roots from the veg that are finished. Yeah, different weeds. Different roots. Yeah, roots of the weeds I'm digging up now, and the roots of what I've cultivated will be digging up next year. There's always going to be these roots that need digging. There's always going to be the land that needs turning over. This year of reinvention is, to me, the personification of an allotment. Okay, it's realizing that you're not trying to get a freaking meal, because like I say all the time, you eat your meal, it turns to shit. So what? My allotment represents me wanting to have better shits. You know, if someone was seeing it as the produce, and it's like, it's not even about what you get, it's literally about how you want to spend your life. What do you want to spend your life doing? And obviously a life of self-mastery is you can do whatever you want, because you'll always be walking exactly the same path as anyone else, let alone that you're in the flow of the energy, so you're literally being told and guided what to do. But the actual physical process of ensuring that you do look and reflect at the cycles and know that it's a journey and know that it's continuous is like the half the path of insanity for people that are just beginning that path, and then the half of the luxury for when you're like, oh, I haven't got to do it all now. Like, if I had all the veg from the allotment now, well, I haven't I've got now preserve everything, and I haven't got that in, and it's just like this never-ending lunacy, as I say. So instead, it's one foot in front of the other, one breath at a time, one dig at a time, one weed at a time, one root at a time, for that rewrite, for that wish, and then all of it comes together. So it's like, I can't make the sun hot now, can I? It's winter here. I can't make it hot. So even if I'm like, I'm ready to go, it's like, I got to wait. So it's like, ooh, you got to be in the energy of the now, yeah? So think about it like this beginning of this year, well, here in England, actually, it's winter. So plant the seed, like, properly. Obviously, with a new moon, it's the winter season within that month as well. So we're like, winter, yeah? So, and obviously because this has been the sun sign in Capricorn, so it's like all come to these past 3 weeks, who have you been, what have you been up to, then boom, be like, this time next year, like 2021, like obviously we're going to be focusing on this for the next 2 weeks, but this is about setting the scene for the whole year. So it's going to be like, you can make those intentions to be like, I am having 100 million in the bank by this year, and the next 2 weeks you focus on, well, how's that? Well, it's by being high vibe, all that, up to you. Earthling, I want to feel completely connected to Earth, completely in tune with her. How's that then? What are you going to do? Are you going to actually go and touch the soil more? Are you going to get up earlier? Are you going to look? Are you going to cut out a show you watch? Are you going to cut out more technology? Like, that is a big one. I personally am working on cutting out technology to be, it is that way, online to serve, to then go and be with Gaia more, and then know what to serve. Like, she's in charge, she's my master. Like, I'm fine with that. I'm hired by Earth and Source, 2 employers. They're really, really fair. Always there to talk to as well. And yeah, purification, same. Who are you going to be in that year? Like, there's things obviously you can do now to implement who that person will be. So if you're like, I am my purified version, maybe this month you could be like, just saying for example, you might say, oh, okay, well, £20 a month I'm going to dedicate aside now in a little savers thing for a detox cleanse once a month. You might look into an actual, oh, okay, I do this. Who was I, that person? I'm a person that does a detox liver cleanse once a month now. That's who I am. That's who my 2021 person was. Do you know what I mean? Like, take these big concepts of the pie chart of the perfect you and plant those physical seeds, take the aligned action, and there's no reason you won't have it. There's no reason you won't be that full self, yeah? It's exciting. Professionally, same. Everyone's saying there's Mars-Saturn clash happening just after. So it says like fear rules authority. Something else could try and hold you back. But that there's energy straight soon after that will smooth it out. So bearing that in mind as well, that and again, I'll be really honest about this, it's been this strange week of feeling pulled in a lot of directions and wanting to know, like, I just want to focus on one, and being like, oh, there's so many. So this Mars Saturn is saying, of course, in the path of Ascension, of course the first new moon of 2021, of course there's going to be some stuff straight after it poking you. Of course, mate, I couldn't have written it any clearer myself, God. And then of course there's energy to smooth it out straight after, because you're on my side. So lay them out, expect the storm to come soon after, to be like, are you sure, are you sure, are you sure, are you sure, are you sure? I doubt that's going to happen. You always eat biscuits. What's all this about purification? And observe it. Detach. Obviously, use all your practice. Be like, I'm here to focus on my dream. I honour you, I respect you, I love you. I want to grow from this, whatever comes your way, to plant that doubt. But know that that's soon going to pass. Like, that's the practice, just knowing it passes. It's like, I don't know how people actually survive in this world without knowing that it's literally a moment and it'll pass. Cheers, Buddha. So, write them down. 5 a.m. GMT time for me. I do apologise if this was too late for others. In fact, maybe it was. But we know the energy is there for a couple of days. So, make them known to yourself. Do it like a really beautiful pie chart. Have it up on the wall. Yeah? Cool. I love you so much. And just imagine, you're going to be that person. Yeah? It's not about 12 months' time, obviously. We quantum leap into being that person just by saying it once. Yeah? Just by saying it. Yeah? Just by saying it. But then what do we do with our intentions? We literally walk that path for those 2 weeks, yeah? And then, because they're big ones, you'll probably keep bringing them over into each month, and you're walking the path. You're literally walking the path to live your dream life. It's not a, oh yeah, but how? You just do it. You see it, you walk it, you speak it, you love it, you freaking play, mate. Okay? So, hello, and it's now January 2022, and you've done it. And then, guess what that feeling is? You sit there and you go, oh, it's no fun if I actually woke up tomorrow and I'm just there. I'd be like, I wouldn't be the person able to hold the space for that life. I get to walk this year, 365 days, I get to, because then I am actually the embodiment of someone that's able to hold the space for that. But if you woke up tomorrow and you had it all, and there was some new partner you didn't even know who was, and your kid's grown a year, you're like, I just missed that. I missed it because I was scared of walking the path. It was annoying to walk it, and then you realise, obviously, what's the fun? The actual journey, yeah? No, love you so much. If you stayed to the end of this video, well done, and I hope you're feeling like relaxed as well as empowered. Alright, sweet. Love you.